Alright, back at it again here. Today's stream is going to be a bit shorter, and that's just because Big Pier is a shorter park. It's only a 2-year park as opposed to 3 or 4. So this stream I'm just going to cover that one, and maybe later I'll hop back on for the next one, which may be Rainbow Valley or Ivory Towers. I'll check real quick. Lightning Peaks is next. That is a bit more of a difficult one just because of the terrain. It is a 3-hour scenario. So today I'll do Big Pier, and pause this real quick, make sure everything's good. It is. So as I said, a shorter scenario. It is only 2 years, so about 2 years of gameplay, and you get a fairly small piece of land to work with. If I'm not mistaken, you don't actually own the lands. You only own the construction rights, it looks like, around the pier. Yeah, so you can't actually build right up against the water or anywhere. You can only build a few blocks out from the pier. There already is a path system in place, so I'm going to open the park here, see what I have in terms of research, and just start plugging away. 600 guests is not too many, but it is only 2 years as opposed to 3. This is certainly Excuse me. This is certainly one of the easier scenarios. $20,000, so a bit better than some of the other ones played so far where you only get 15. And it seems like you're not going to start with many rides. Ferris wheel, carousel. You do get a few of the smaller roller coasters, so that definitely will be beneficial for this scenario. One thrill ride to start. I'm not going to put boat docks in because doesn't make too much sense in this scenario. And you have all the stalls you basically need except for the information kiosk. So I'm going to start out with maximum funding just towards that. I will need a few handymen here, so I'll start with, say, 2 of them, 1 mechanic, just to get the park going. And I'm going to place some benches and bins right away. So another thing I'm going to do is to start here, just put in a restroom right near the entrance, say. A couple of food stalls in the interior of the land here. So fries and drinks. They're not really placed the best there, but it isn't a very hard park. It's a pass. Benches and bins, especially near the food stalls. Just a few of them in here to get things going. If I need more, I can always add more, but just enough around the pier for guests who are fatigued or that sort of thing. I'm going to put some bins right in near the food area, some out here as well. And it's already raining. That's okay. Gonna sort of rapid fire this one a little bit. A scrambler right near the entrance. Name, Seaside Scrambler. And begin testing this out. Oh shoot. I forgot to put in the entrance path here for the queue line. $2 for this one. I'll do a merry-go-round as well. Merry-go-rounds I'll build out here. Same type of deal. Exit right up to the path, queue line, outwards. Marine carousel. A lot of these scenarios, it's getting to the point where, you know, I sort of start out with the same exact strategy for all of them in a way. And the reason for that is, you know, I don't know if I like that blue color. Maybe darker one. Looks kind of weird because the graphics are a little bit fuzzy, of course, in this game. But now I'm gonna put in a coaster, something like a wooden wild mouse here. I want to do something a little bit larger, just a little bit, if it will fit. Yeah, something like Mini Miner will fit right in here in the middle of this pier. And I'm already using up a bunch of land, but you got to remember that I also have a few blocks around the perimeter of the pier as well. So something like a shuttle loop could go in there. Something like a junior coaster could cut in, and I'm leaving room in these 2 blocks still for some flat rides and other attractions. So that could go there. And the path for this will have to go just one out, straight up. Maybe I'll do... Oh, the mine cars actually give a bit more intensity. So, white structure, and maybe gray. As for the name of it, I could do something generic or something sort of, you know, ocean themed in a way. Wild freighters. I don't know. But this is a $6 generating attraction. I still have money left in the bank. So this can open up. And as for scenery goes, I'll add a couple of like fountains in here if I can fit one. Maybe this one gets a bit of a jungle style. That's the best kind of, you know, sea type of entrance they give you in the original RCT2. But it works for the purposes of this park. Let's see here. Looks too intense for me. I'll fit in another flat ride here while I have the land. Certainly, you know, using up this space here, a Ferris wheel could work. Information kiosk is available, so I will end research for the shops and stalls, focus on thrill rides and coasters now. Place the information kiosk right near the entrance here. Yep, that's flush. $1.05. This is a smaller park, so this will be the only information kiosk that's needed. And as for this, the Ferris wheel, just a small queue line and exit path going upwards. And I'll give it some different colors to make it stand out from the ride right next to it there. So start testing it. C wheel. Only 0.91. So if I put in, say, a couple of these fountains right in front of it, would that help the excitement? 0.94. I may have to bite the bullet and just say, you know, that will be sufficient enough for this. 0.97. Maybe one of these statues in here will help the excitement rating for it. $1. Okay. So one more little piece of scenery should be good enough for this. Thinking like cattails. I just want it to be high enough over, you know, that 1 rating so that it will generate money. It is kind of messy looking with all the scenery kind of glopped in there, but there is a purpose for it. So this side of the pier is essentially all filled in now. And in terms of research, a roller coaster will be next. Hopefully it's something like the steel coaster. That would be helpful because I've already built just about everything else I want to build right now. Certainly another coaster will go in around one of these piers or areas, but a shuttle loop would be very beneficial for the outside of the pier. And then the inside could be a lot of rides lumped in. But this alone, I still have money left from the initial loan, and there's already, you know, almost 200 guests in the park, so that's a very good point to be at. And maybe I'll take out an advertising loan on the coaster there, just to bring in as many people as possible. This alone, probably 250, 300 guests is a decent estimate. I'd say towards 250 or so. Not a very hard scenario at all. It's just people end up getting caught up with the time. They don't realize that it's only 2 years, so maybe they haven't built enough to have 600 guests in the park at the end of 2, but certainly most of the other parks I've had well over 600 guests at the end of 2 years or so. In other scenarios, land is also a bit of a thing to contend with here too. It's just seeing now, though, looping roller coasters, so a shuttle loop will go in, it'll be cheap, it'll bring people into the park. That will definitely be the next ride that goes in here. And the front area of the park is pretty much all well developed. I may put it along this end right here, just so that there's something for everyone kind of on every end of the pier. Nothing else can really fit in here at this point. And certainly here, if I don't go with a coaster, you know, other flat rides can supplement those. This interior may be saved for another coaster of sorts, a small scale one such as this one, either the mini coaster design or another steel wild mouse. There is really nothing else that I have an ambition to build, like, immediately right now. I could start looking just for reference. Yeah, these ones are a little bit bigger. Or anywhere that this will fit? No. I'm guessing money is also an issue too with that. About something like this. Oh, something like that would fit in. I don't know what the excitement rating on that one was though. 095, 510. Okay, so that's an option going forwards. The park's already off to a really good start, though. I used money wisely here for what I built. Make sure this is People are not paying that much for a park map. Well, $1 is about the going price, so I'm not too worried about that. And probably nobody's bought drinks or food yet because the park did just open. A couple people bought food. So now the looping coaster will become available as of this date. And just a cheap shuttle loop, original design. Hold it, say 1, wherever it'll let me. No, it's not going to really let me raise it at all. I don't know why. If I could, I'd like to get it flush to the path. I could just design my own here. It would end up being the same cost. So there, there, there. And I believe that that is going to be on the same height as the path. Yep. So I could do a loop. Say right. Entrance. Exit. Powered launch without the passing station. How does this look? Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to make it around. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, so I'm going to have to reset the crash status on that one. 38 miles an hour should be enough, hopefully. This is just gonna have to go up one more. Reset it. Reset the crash status again. Oh, I didn't. That's fine. Renew rides, whatever. I think these things usually have 4 cars, so the 5 cars are giving it a little bit extra momentum than what it should have. You think by now I know how to build a successful shuttle loop here. Maybe call it Wild Wave. And 448, so it will get at least $4 with a couple of fountains or something placed in there. I can get the excitement rating a little bit higher. So maybe a couple of fountains will let me in here. There we go. $450 is usually the going rate for the shuttle loop, so I want to get that out of it. Okay. And I'm just about out of money, but I have half the loan still to use, so money will start coming back a little bit more now, and I'm hovering right around 250 guests. That was what I was expecting out of the park in its current form. don't really want the suspended swinging coaster, so maybe I'll focus just on thrill rides at this point. Thrill rides and general rides, because yeah, I don't want any large scale coasters in this park. That would be very inefficient. It would use up too much land. These small ones work very well for the sake of this park. And certainly I do want some more flat rides to fill in more of this area in the middle here. Another coaster can go in this area. There is still some land left over for other shuttle designs of sorts or small scale designs. And that should be about good for 600 guests. I'm thinking definitely at least one more coaster, probably two, and supplemental flat rides will be enough to pass this one. Probably leaning towards two coasters, definitely. That should be about 750, 800 guests, and that's enough to satisfy the goal. I think I'm going to wait about a month in game time and then build the mini coaster in here, get some money back, run some more advertising, and see what the next flat ride addition will be to the park. I just don't want to build too much too quickly here. Let the coasters and the rides that I put in get as many guests as they can. It seems like I'll get towards 300, 350 out of what's currently in the park. And if you think about it, that's, the going rate. With Forest Frontiers, with a shuttle loop and a mini coaster, I had probably 500, 600 people in the park, if not more. So very similar kind of scenario, just time is a bit of a constraint, but it's really not a problem at all. Park rating could be doing a little bit better here for what's already in the park. I guess I'll hire an entertainer just to boost that. He can be an elephant, I guess. There aren't any sea creatures. And maybe one more handyman. That should help with the park rating. And some of these rides, they get a longer, oh, there are houses out there, like beach houses. I'll run an advertising campaign for the shuttle loop. And maybe put in for some of these longer lines, some of these televisions. I guess I could put them in on all the rides except for maybe the shuttle loop. Just to help boost that park rating a little bit more. Typically, the park rating will go up over time, just because when you're first starting a park, there's nothing really to base it off of. But as you get more rides, as people enjoy more things in the park, the rating does go up. So a lot of people are opting to re-ride the shuttle loop, so that will be good for money. And the next ride is going to be still under unknown. I guess I could start building the next attraction halfway through year one here. So I'll take out another chunk of the loan, and I think I'm going to go for that one mini coaster design. It was the classic one. I don't remember if it was, I think it was this one. No, it was one that definitely fit in that small area of land. It was an 0957. This is a square area, so it seems like it's a little bit. Could build it like that. I don't know if I like the way that looks, though. Yeah, it may have to go in like this. That's going to take up most of the area though, so and I can build an entrance and exit out here. Same type of deal as the other rides, as long as it will all fit under the structure. And if I could click in the right place. Okay. Maybe this one gets like a wooden style. And the colors definitely have to be changed. Maybe a yellow and green with gray. Black supports maybe, yeah. Oh, this is I don't know why it was on the log cars. I'll keep it as is. The name of it, maybe it'll be like a jet ski theme, so I'll call it Jumbo Jet. And the vehicles will be like a white, maybe a teal, blue. It would be nice if there was a brake segment at the end there. Wait for full load, leave if another train arrives at the station. Minimum waiting time to, say, 20 seconds. 507, $5 ticket. All right. Definitely looks a little bit weird there how it cuts under the pathway, but it's fine for all intents and purposes. Still about half of the room left to develop in the park. Maybe not total, but definitely on the interior here. And there's a lot of room on the outside to build too, so people won't go on it when it's raining though. That's one issue. I should change the umbrella color more often. I don't really like the way that the red ones look. This is a good one for this particular scenario, matches in with the water and the blues and greens that I've been using. Spiral slide. That's that one could potentially fit in this scenario. It fits the theme, doesn't take up much room. We'll just add to the park different types of rides to go on. Because besides, well, there are two general rides, but definitely leaning more towards the thrill ride side of thing with this scenario. And this one, the paths here can go right up to the entrance and exit can go right up to the paths. These ones don't need queue lines. And for this one, maybe I will go with a red. $1.50 is what it should get out of single ride per admission. Entrance and exit can be maybe jungle there for that one, jungle one. So halfway through year one, 2/3 of the way to the goal. Definitely a good place. And I'll see what the next ride is that will be developed. Park rating is holding steady. I think it crawled up a tiny bit there. I only need 600, and it's at 872, so nothing to worry about there. It's in good shape. We had another handyman, another mechanic, because the park is growing. Sure that this is okay. Cool. Stream is still live and working here. A lot of people still coming into the park. Money is coming back. Another gentle ride to be developed. If it's bumper cars, I'm going to take the money off of gentle rides for the time being. I do want more thrill flat rides. Certainly something like the pirate ship would go in well here. A top spin, launch, free fall, those type of attractions, motion simulator, all would work out well. Just to add to the park. This is potentially a scenario that if you really built smart, you could get it done in 1 year. That is for sure. But I'm sure they give it 2 years just for people who build a little bit slower or don't have, as good of a strategy in this game. 2 years is more than enough for 600 guests. Space and other concerns aren't too much of a issue in this map. I always liked this one. It doesn't really look all that well, but certainly like a seaside pier. A lot of rides that are scrunched in and very compact. And I also like it because it is a break from some of the tougher scenarios. Certainly, the last few were a bit of a grind. So this one is on the easier side, that is for sure. So I'll wait to see here. I should be any day now in game time. I should be aware of what the next ride is. The observation tower, not exactly what I was looking for. So hopefully the next one, I'm going to take it off of gentle rides just so that I force a thrill ride for the next development, and then I'll turn gentle rides back on. I was really hoping for bumper cars or something of those sorts. Almost half the people are using the slide, so that's pretty good. I don't know if there's a higher tolerance for guests in this game for gentle rides, but it seems like the gentle rides are doing, just as well as the thrill rides and other things. Right. As far as coasters go, I mean, I could build another one of these mini designs or junior designs, only if there was one that was, that could fit. And these are all sort of larger scale ones. For Mango Muncher. Mango Muncher's a bit smaller. Yeah, no. It would have to be a custom design. Once the advertising campaign's up, I'll advertise Jumbo Jet. I could certainly advertise the park. And now I'll do the Jumbo Jet. Money's coming back pretty quickly now. And those advertising campaigns will be well worth it in the end. I could build an observation tower, I guess. Yeah, space isn't really much of an issue yet. So, one over. And I'll make it a smaller one. 105 feet. Entrance, exit. That certainly leaves me space still to build in that area in the center there. $2 isn't bad. I'll call it coastal lookout. I don't know. Sure, I'm gonna get a lot of complaints about not thrilling enough. Yep, that's a given, but 500 guests now and rising. Almost the end of year one. Yeah, this scenario could definitely be beaten in a year, no problem, as long as you keep up with building. If you built even faster of a rate than I was, 600 guests in 1 year is not a problem. This should definitely be towards the easier end of the scenarios on the selection screen. Go ride. I'll add general rides back in. It will probably be the pirate ship, and I'd add that right away into the park, probably in this pier. Park rating still holding steady. I'll add a couple more handymen here, or one more for the time being. And in fact, I could even do... This guy's over here. He can take care of this side. Handyman 2 can take care of this side. Handyman 3 can take care of this side. And Handyman 4 can be this side. And Handyman 5 can kind of roam about all of them. This area is definitely getting crowded and both crowded and messy because of the food in there. Why'd I do that? Add some more benches in. Just so I have the capacity. There we go. So that should take care of some of the issues. Park rating went up a tiny bit from adding those patrol zones and kind of reorganizing the staff so that each end of the pier here gets taken care of. There is no more litter. The bins seem to be not filled up anymore. You can tell if they are because instead of the black hole, there would be like a little red blip, like it's overflowing with wrappers or something like that. What's this doing? And is profiting well, so. pirate ship, as expected. And that one will go right over here. The queue line will be facing this direction towards this leg of the map, because that's pretty much the only place now where there isn't something going on. I guess over here too, but you have the carousel right there. This is a busy pier. There is a lot of traffic over in the center of them here. And already over 600 guests, so I could have always turned on the win scenario as soon as you meet the requirement, but as I've said before, I think it sort of takes away from it, because if you have a whole year where you're already over the guest threshold and you're not building anything or taking care of anything, people can leave the park if they start to get bored or if they get upset if the pads are too messy or something along those lines. 24th of August, so in a day that will be ready. There. Out one. Out another. Yeah, I'll build it one out. No, I'm gonna need two because of the queue line. Two. Okay. Go with yellow. There we go. Pirate. Go with a brown for this one. Maybe brown, white. Oops. 250. What it'll get. Go with like 21 swings just to boost it a little bit more. Yeah. How many people can this hold? 16. Okay. It's going to get to a point where very soon I'm going to begin fast forwarding with this one because I've already basically beaten it pretty well. Considering the high temperatures in this map, a water ride like a log flume or a dinghy slide would do well, but not sure if I really want to build it. It would be a larger custom layout. And the park's already doing well enough without it. I mean, ooh, ooh. Okay. That's actually a good point to save this one now. Almost, I was looking for this button, not the X. Park is really clean and tidy. Need to go to the bathroom. Not many people saying it's crowded, so maybe I'll add a bathroom to the back of the park. Back here, say. So that just adds a couple for people to use if need be. Smaller park, but they have to go all the way back up to the front to use the restroom, and there is a small chance that if they're right here and they use it, that they just go right out of the park. Other than that, though, can I open this? Yeah. Park is really clean and tidy. Already got a park map. Some people saying it's too crowded, but not very many so far. And pay off a bit of the loan as well. 1,000 for now. And this will be bumper cars, so I'll take it off of gentle rides, focus on thrill rides after this one. Bumper cars are something that I wanted. They can go in, I guess, right in here. I'll run an advertising campaign for the park, say 6 weeks. Alright, that's got a few days on it. Everything else looks good, no vandalism. Patrolling the handyman has definitely cut down on the litter, especially in this area. With each handyman kind of circling the piers, and there's one floater guy to pick up the loose ends where need be if someone's getting to something slow enough or I forgot to click on a block of land. That's working. I believe I only have 2 mechanics too. Nothing really is breaking down at all. Let's see here, downtime. Yeah, nothing is breaking down, so 2 mechanics are handling everything well right now. Bumper cars. Build them right here, and then entrance there, exit right there. Queue line up here. Two-minute ride time. We'll get $3. Beach bumpers. Maybe a sort of a yellow. That will get $3. By right, I could give this type of entrance, or maybe the wooden one. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe this one abstract. Give a little more texture to the park. I may be wrapping the stream up in a few minutes here. Not a few minutes, but relatively soon. I may have something coming up. This may be big. All right, I will be right back. I got to take something real quick. Um, yeah, I'll be back in probably 10 minutes or so. All right, I am back. Just got some good news. So, yeah, just had to take a phone call, job related stuff. Nothing set in stone yet, but really good news. Ooh, that's loud. God, that I normally don't put the headphones on because like I have to hear myself talking, otherwise it feels really weird. So I keep the headphones here so I can at least hear what's going on slightly. But I had the volume way up, so when I put them on and I unpause the game, it kind of yeah, boom, like right when I started the game up. That makes sense. So end of year one, approaching 800 guests, only needs 600 and a park rating of 600 in 2 years here. So yeah, good looks. Another thrill ride will be coming along here at the end of the month. It's funny, I'm pretty sure when the handymen find litter or something on the ground to sweep up, that when they sweep it, they turn the other direction. So if you had something over here, the guy would have to walk all the way around this way to get to it. I'm not sure if the handymen have an AI or something though that tells them like, oh well, there's litter ahead. I'll start walking this way, or if it's just a random, pathfinding thing. It is kind of random with the guests. To my understanding, unless the guests come to the park from an advertising voucher. So let's say I advertise the bumper cars and they're coming to the park specifically for those, they will pathfind their way right to the bumper cars. But other than that, as soon as the guest enters the park, it's like random. Whatever rides they come across, they make a decision whether it's something they want to go on or not, and they just keep finding their way around. And then either when they run out of cash or they get upset or they get too tired is when they decide to go home, and they'll automatically pathfind their way back to the entrance. They won't go on anything. They may use the restroom or something, but they won't essentially spend any more money or do anything else. They'll find their way out of the park. One of these trash cans is overflowing over here. This zone right in the middle is you know, pretty much shared between the four handymen because they all have to walk around their respective piers. So, I mean, like, these two right here, these two legs, there are two handymen going over them, which is good because there's a lot of action going on with the food stalls and the benches and bins. But these areas over here have one handyman that's specifically for that zone. All right. 3D cinema. I'll probably put that one in right away. Maybe over here, or could fit in over here. I'll figure it out once it's developed. Take a little bit of a different look at this park too. Okay. Could fit in either or of these locations. Really, there isn't as much going on. They're about equal. I mean, it's not going to matter too much which pier I put it on. But maybe I put it over here. Um, so entrance on this side so I can fit in a queue line. Exit right there. I don't want to interfere with any benches or anything. Sure it's flush, it is. And the 3D cinema, at least in the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, they always used to do well for me. They didn't really devalue over time like the Haunted House would, but the 3D cinemas seem to have been very inconsistent with their performance. So it says 420. I'm gonna start it at $3. See if people. They will go for it now because it is raining. That is for sure. You can start it at 4, but it'll devalue very quickly. And even at $3, I will have to lower the entrance fee to $2.50, $2 or lower as time goes on, because people will just not want to pay for it anymore. I guess it's sort of realistic because something like a roller coaster, people would go on multiple times, but this is the same film playing over and over, so you know, sort of hurts its value in a way. Put some research into a little bit of everything here. Going into year 2, approaching 850 guests in the park. I have an advertising campaign. I'll advertise the cinema for 6 weeks or so. A little bit of space left in here for another ride or two. These two are pretty much all developed. I probably won't even need to build anything else around the outside of the pier in this scenario. Let's see. Okay. Of course, a water ride. I probably won't even end up building it. I don't really have an ambition to build anything long or custom or that will really disrupt the park in any way. I'll advertise the park again and then I'll fast forward on this one. Alright, here we go. Hyperspeed. So the total's going up. I'm over 1,000 guests. It will start going down though. Let's see what I got research wise.